Hi, English 1 people. This is Mrs. Daigle, and I'm coming to you to bring you a short lesson on using Blackboard. I know that some of you are having trouble with your assignment, so I want to go over a few things to hopefully make it a little easier for you. First of all, I am on the introduction screen. This is the screen you'll see when you open your Blackboard class. Here's our banner. Here's our announcements. You should always scroll down and read all the announcements. I know some of them are a little old, but that's okay. The information in each announcement is very important. For example, here in the missing assignments announcement, I've listed several of the introductory assignments that you need to do to get your points for the course introduction assignment, which should be email your instructor. You should have emailed me. You should introduce yourself in the discussion board, and you should complete the class survey or the course survey. Once you do those things, I will award you 10 points. All right, I've also listed a pacing guide for you in course documents. You should go to that course documents here. I'll scroll up, go to course documents. You see it in your menu. Once you click on course documents at the top of the page, you will see your pacing schedule for the fall semester. This is just for the first half. Now, if you're using Google Chrome, you'll have to save it and download it. If you're using Internet Explorer, it should open with just a prompt. So here is your pacing guide. You'll see that Unit 1 has 7 lessons, and Unit 1 should have been finished by the 27th, August 27th. If you are behind, don't worry, you can still catch up. Some of the other lessons are a little bit easier. If you look, Lesson 3 doesn't have as many lessons in it, so you can catch up, but you have to be diligent about it. Notice that there's a star by Unit 5. Unit 5 involves reading Romeo and Juliet in several supplemental texts. So please, if possible, try to get ahead of schedule so that you can kind of take your time with Romeo and Juliet when you get to it. You should finish this part of the course by October 9th. This is called, you'll see here it's the final exam for this unit, but it's 9A. You still have 9B to take, which is the second 9 weeks. So what they're calling your final exam will really be your midterm exam for this course. So please review that to stay on track. You might want to make yourself a little calendar. All right, so I'm going to go back to the announcements page. I'm navigating through the course, and I'll scroll down. I think the pacing guide here, the announcements about that. Sometimes I'll link them. If you look right here, you see a link to the course. If you click on it, it'll take you right to that. And if I want to go back, I could either go back to announcements right here, or you see up here you have breadcrumbs. You can do that as well. Those are called breadcrumbs. So I'm going to click home. I'm going to go back. I'm going to scroll one more time and make sure. I want you to see here there's a little video I have for you on an introduction to Blackboard that might be helpful. And here are some other helpful tips if you have problems seeing the quizzes. And here's some information on posting to Blackboard or discussion board. You should read that as well. Okay, so let's go look at Unit 1 very quickly. Excuse me. You should have, well, before we look at Unit 1, you should have gone to course information. Scroll down beyond the tricks and tips. You should have clicked in course information and then course introduction. We're going to open our class.com information, and here you'll see several lessons, several little things that you'll need to do. So you're a Blackboard user. After you read all that information, you know you'll click here, and it gives you some helpful hints. But some of these screens have assignments. One of them is to email me. See required activity required. So if you're a Blackboard user, you have a required activity here. So you would click here, and then it'll tell you what to do. Activities, send an email, and so forth. Okay, so you're going to scroll through all these pages. Notice the menu option here. This shows you like a table of contents, everything that's in this section of Blackboard or class.com. So we're right here on the portal page. We've already kind of skimmed through all of these, and you have 4 more left. this is the table of contents for just this section. This is how you turn the page, right here. And if you want to go back to Blackboard, you can close out of it right here, like that. Or you could just go toggle back to your Blackboard tab. Click Home. All right, so after you go to Course Information, Course Introduction, and you do that, one of the assignments would be to go to Discussion Board and post an introduction, I'm sorry. And here you're going to use the discussion board to introduce yourself to everyone else in the class. You should tell us a little bit about who you are, about your interests, your hobbies, that sort of thing. If you want to see mine, you can go to the instructor link and you'll see a little bio about me. To post to the discussion board, you're going to click right here on the link to the discussion board forum. You don't see anything here yet because no one has posted an introduction. To post an introduction, you're going to click Create Thread, and you'll see here it gives you the instructions again. Remember, you should reply to at least one person's post after. You're going to type in the subject of your introduction. It's always good to use your name, so I might put Daigle's introduction here. And then you would type in the information you want to say. I find it's helpful to type my information in a Word document. So I usually open a Word document and I type what I want to say here and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to do this as an example. And then I go and I save my document. No, sorry. Save as. And then I'll save it. I'll put it in a file. Maybe English 1 Virtual School. And then I'll save it here to that folder. Daigle's discussion board intro. So that I will have it, I'll save it in this folder like that. Okay, so then anytime I want to go and look at those, I don't have to go into Blackboard and look at the discussion board. And suppose Blackboard conks out on you for some reason, you're not going to lose everything you just typed. So I'm going to copy, minimize, paste this into Blackboard. Oh, I'm using Google Chrome. Google Chrome gets kind of cranky about this, so I'm going to go to Control Copy in Google Chrome, and I'm going to come back and Control V, and it'll put it there. So this is what I want to say. You can attach photographs, videos. You can use little emoticons here if you'd like, and then I'm going to click Submit. And this is how you create a discussion board. And here it is, Daigle's introduction. If you want to read it, you click on it. So there's my introduction. If you want to reply, you click Reply. And then you would type in a reply to whomever you want to address, and then you would click Submit. I'm going to click Cancel for now. And then I'm going to click OK and get out of this. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I was just fooling around with that. All right, so create thread, and that's how you create your discussion board assignments. Before you start Unit 1, you should do the pretest. You're going to click on the pretest here. You're going to click here on the link. That's how you open the assignments. There are some instructions for you here, and it tells you once you start the test, it must be completed in one sitting. You're going to click Begin. And you should see the quiz open. You'll answer all the questions, and then, well, it's not going to show you the questions here because I have to enable mixed content here. It's probably, I'm going to stay on this page. Once I go back and allow it, it'll show the questions. And then you don't have to click Save Answer for everyone. You're going to go click the answers, and then at the end, you're going to say Save and Submit. And that's what you're going to do. This isn't worth any points, it's just to see where you are at the beginning, so please don't stress over the pretest. I'm going to leave this page. All right, when you're ready to start Unit 1, I clicked on Unit 1, you're going to see an introduction here. An introduction is going to take you back into the class.com portal. And again, it looks like the course information stuff that I showed you earlier. You read everything they have for you. It's important that you read all of this information. Don't just skim it. This is your lessons. This is what you need to learn to pass the class. And again, use your navigation tools. Notice there's nothing else here. If you look at the table of contents, the introduction is just one page. So you won't go anywhere else with this section. So after you read it, you go back home. I went back too far. I'm going to go back to Unit 1. So I read the introduction. Now I'm going to go to the content. This is your lesson, your first lesson. It's going to take me back outside. Notice I have all these tabs that keep opening, and that's okay. That way if you want to go back and forth through there very easily, you don't have to go back into Blackboard and click again. So here's your first lesson, and it includes grammar and the parts of speech, nouns, pronouns, verbs, etc. Notice this is what you will learn. It shows you here. And then what you will need to complete at the end of this lesson, which is a lesson 1 quiz, or 1 lesson quiz. So here you see again the table of contents. Lesson 1 has 7 topics, and here's what they are. Then there's a review, and then the quiz. The quiz will send you back to Blackboard. So you can navigate this way. I can click on Unit 1. I can go back to Introduction, or I can just turn the pages like this. One of my favorite things about these lessons is that you can practice right here. So I'm going to read what is a noun. When I scroll over these underlined words like this, a definition comes up for me. And I see here some pictures of some nouns. And then I see a place where I can practice. For example, Mary works at a store in Aurora. You're going to read these sentences, and then you're going to be asked to identify the number of nouns in each sentence. So I'm just going to click 1 right here just to show you. This is maybe not the correct answer. And then when I want to check it, oh, look, I missed every one. But I can reset it, and I can try again. And you could do it as many times as you'd like until you get it right. It does not record a score. This is simply for you to practice. All right, so I'm going to go forward, and you would read through all the information about nouns and examples. And again, here's another self-check, another practice. You'll see here I'm in Topic 1, and there are 4 pages in Topic 1. I'm on page 2. If I go back to this, I will see that there are 7 topics. So let me go to Topic 7. There are 3 pages in Topic 7. See that? If I want to go to the lesson review, there's only 1 page in the lesson review, and look, here are all the definitions. So if I want to review before I take the test, I can. It says here, before going to the next lesson, make sure you've completed the following graded activities, so you know you have a lesson quiz. When you hit the quiz, it will tell you, it will give you some instructions, some directions, and then it'll say go to the folder for this unit and click the lesson 1 quiz. So I'm going to go back to Blackboard. I should have clicked in the breadcrumbs, and I didn't. I'm going to go back to Unit 1. I'm going to click on the link. This is the link for the quiz right here, right next to it. And this will also be the same way you access assignments. I'm clicking on it. Here it says I can begin the quiz, and here are my instructions. When I finish the quiz, I'm going to click Submit. And then I'll be done with Unit 1. When I see someone finish Unit 1, I'll open the next unit, which is Unit 2. I don't know why the final exam is showing here. It shouldn't be. It'll probably be hidden from you soon, but when we get to that point, it'll be opened for you. So go ahead and work hard to catch up, please, if you're behind. Do your introduction, course information activities, do the pretest, and then move into Unit 1. And please don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help. That's what I'm here for. Have a great day.